All right, how many of you have ever had a dad? If you know a dad, you know dads love to give advice. I had a great dad. One of the things my dad used to say to me was, if you're going to do something, do it right. Great piece of advice. I heard it thousands of times. But more importantly, I lived it. It became a part of who I am. It's a habit of perception, an unconscious way of looking at the world and my place in it. We get all kinds of habits from our early life. How to walk, how to talk, throw a ball, but also how to think about fighting, loving, what it means to be happy, our biases, our prejudices. All of these thoughts of perception, they help define who we are, and we can carry many of them throughout our whole life. Now, I hope that many of you agree that it's a good habit to have. If you're going to do something, do it right. But even a good habit like that, a good way of thinking about the world, can have a downside. Not too long ago, I was asked to collaborate on a paper with a colleague. Now, when we decided to go ahead, I jumped right in. I did a draft. I sent it to him with a short little note and email. Let me know what you think. After a week, I checked with him. What did you think? Oh, I didn't get a chance to look at it yet. Another week goes by. Still didn't get a chance to look at it. Okay. When are you going to get a chance to look at it? He tells me, 1 more week. I'll get back to you. A week goes by. Nothing. Another week goes by. Nothing. We sit down. I unloaded on him. This is about integrity. If you say you're going to do something, you got to do it. You set a deadline, you meet your deadline. The problem was, he didn't know my dad. He'd never met my dad. He'd never heard my dad's advice. He grew up as an only child. Everything he did was perfect, was praised. His motivation came from positive, encouraging feedback, not from doing it right. And by me attacking him, I created a real problem. Looking back on it now, if in that first email I'd have said, I'm really looking forward to working with you. Your unique contribution is it's gonna set the tone for this paper. It's gonna be wonderful. He'd have probably had it back to me in 2 days. My habit of perception about what it takes to get things done didn't work very well in that situation. That's the thing with habits. Habits are formed in a particular situation, but then our brain pulls them out and uses them again in situations that are not quite an exact match. They're just similar. So what that means is that sometimes automatically we get some good stuff from those habits. It works really well for us. But if the situation's not an exact match to the situation that formed the habit, there could be some things that don't work so well. When I was in 2nd grade, every day going out the door, my mother said to me, make sure your sister's on the bus after school. And every day I thought, it's a great big yellow thing outside the door, she can't miss it. But sure enough, one day, she's not on the bus. And I panic. It's my job. I'm responsible. I'm supposed to be making sure she's on the bus. Back into the school. I find her in her classroom, sitting at her desk, all alone, in tears. She wasn't allowed to leave until she finished her worksheet. She's so upset she can't finish her worksheet. So I help her with her worksheet, we gather up her stuff, and we head out, we catch the bus. It worked. I was responsible. I helped make sure that my little sister caught the bus. Mom was very happy. Over the years, I've had people come onto project teams, I've hired people, that sometimes, for one reason or another, it just doesn't work out. When this happens, I get really stressed. I hired them. I made the decision to include them. And if it's not working out, I want to fix it. And if I can't find a way to do that, I get really, really stressed. And stress is one of the biggest indicators that some part of your habit of perception isn't working. What do we do about that? We've got these habits of perception, and the truth is, a lot of the things that we're good at are because of our habits of perception. We've been rewarded over the years for doing something well, so we keep doing it. We get good at something, we get a job. All of that comes together, and you're good at something because of a habit of perception, of your way of looking at the world and your place in it. But what if you got stress and conflict and confusion, so you don't know why the hell you didn't do that paper? If you have any of those things, then some aspect of that habit might not be working for you. How can you get some feedback on that? How can you notice those habits and what works and what doesn't? Ask a friend. Sit down with someone you trust and tell them about something that you're good at and ask them, are there any negatives? I told a friend of mine, I think I'm a really good project coordinator. After all, I had to look after my sister when I was young. I learned how to get things done. Today, I get things done and I deliver things on time. And he says to me, yeah, you are a good project coordinator, but sometimes you're kind of bossy. And you don't always listen to what everybody else has to say. And oh yeah, and you raise your voice when people don't listen. Well, all those negatives, they worked really good with my little sister. But for all the years I've been doing project coordinating, I've never really stopped and evaluated all aspects of what it is that I do to see if my habits of perception about what it takes to be a good project manager meet my current reality. Some people will tell you that there's no free will. As a result of our environment, our history, our genetics, and the way our brain works, we're essentially creatures of habit. In any given situation, we have a very small collection of options that are available to us. Now, if we were creatures of habit all of the time, and we didn't have any ability to modify our habits, that might be true. But the reality is that our conscious mind can recognize when we're in the middle of a habit, and we can make changes to that habit. We can essentially, in any given situation, through conscious thought and imagination, see a virtually infinite number of possibilities for that situation. Conscious thought, recognition of the fact that we carry these habits of perception with us, perhaps from early childhood, but they can come from any point in life. If they don't fit your current reality really well, if you have stress, if you have conflict, if you have confusion, that might be an indication that they don't fit. Consciously, and maybe with the help of a friend, take a look at some of your habits of perception. Make a decision to make a change. Reduce your stress, reduce your conflict, and reduce your confusion. Thank you.